Hey, you two. Hey, two people watching. Go ahead and go in the chat. Introduce yourself so I know who I'm speaking with. And then I will start in a few minutes. So, how y'all doing today, this evening? Hey, y'all. All right, I'm going to start a few more minutes. Just wait for a few more people come on. I know I don't get a lot of people, so it's usually the most I think I've ever had people watching is maybe 14, something like that. And then I get the ones who come in later after I've been on for an hour. So I'm gonna wait a few more minutes. I need some introduction music. How other YouTubers they come on with an introduction. I need to do that, but I'm not monetized, so ain't no point doing all that extra. Cause right now, um, this is just a vlog of my day and some tidbits and news. So if you on my I do have a second channel which I never really went on as much. It is the TPS tax consulting. So I know I have a few subscribers on that one, but I'm gonna be more serious with my YouTube channel because it's a great tool, marketing tool, and I figured since all these ratchet other videos I've been watching lately from the so-called beef sector and all these other crazy other channels of people who has tens of thousands of subscribers. Hey, Erica. So I said, you know what? They got crazy people talking about doxing, and it's just crazy. But hey, four people. All right, let me start because I'm not one of those people who like. Yeah, I watch some YouTube channels, and I'm talking about people who have like a lot of subscribers, big channels. Um, I'm not talking about the ones with millions of people, but they be trying to. There's one person, his name is Anton, whatever his last name is. He always be talking about, he's worth millions of dollars and um, about men needing to step up. Which I guess I kind of agree that another man can't speak to the male audience about not making excuses and stuff. But he likes to always talk about, well, I'm married and I'm successful and blah blah blah. So when he first gets on, he likes to say everyone's name before he gets to the point, and it's almost like good 30 minutes in before he finally gets to what he's talking about. So anyway, I'm not going to be one of those people. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So as you can see, if I'm on live and it's 10:40 p.m. on a Friday night, I'm not at work at Amazon because I work Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. So let me tell y'all what happened. I didn't get fired, so anybody who's thinking she got fired or she quit, nope. So for the last 2 weeks, starting from last week and this second week, this is the second week in a row now. So last week, um, they gave VTO. VTO is voluntary time off because when they don't have any work or it's slow or whatever the case may be, the main thing really is if the trucks do not come in, there's no trucks to unload to stow. Because what I do is stow. Wait, let me tell you what I mean by stowing. Basically, what it is that they got people who comes to each station and they put all the work for you to scan, and you put it in these bins that comes by robots, and then you basically putting them up. So there was no work. So last Thursday, I worked, of course. Then I was so tired, feet was hurting. Then the next day, around 2 something, I get the alert from Amazon offering BTO. And that doesn't count against your attendance. You just don't get paid. And it doesn't count against your PTO or vacation hours. It doesn't subtract anything. And also the unpaid time off, they give you 20 hours a quarter. So I'm down to 8. So once you get down to zero for your, um, once you get to zero from your unpaid time off, then you automatically fired. So my balance is low right now because remember when I used my whole 12 hours 3 weeks ago when I first started? So that automatically takes a big chunk because I work a 12-hour shift. So last week they had VTO. I said, okay, I wanted a break anyway. So I took it. Then Saturday, I had hours for personal time and I was still, my feet was killing me and stuff. And I was kind of, so I took off Saturday. I said, well, shoot, if they gave VTO, there ain't no point in me driving all the way to Brazelton. So basically, I took off Saturday and they gave VTO that Friday. So yesterday, or last night rather, I went to work. You know, the manager, she was out for a whole month, and I was wondering what happened to her. So she finally came back. She was on vacation at first for 2 weeks, I guess. Then she said she caught the COVID. I was like, oh hell no. So my manager had COVID, so she couldn't come to work because she had COVID. And she's a short little thing too. So now it's required that you have to wear a mask when you go to Amazon. Everybody, you have to wear a mask. I was gonna wear a mask anyway. They didn't have to tell me it'd be mandatory to wear no mask. So anyway, so last night when I went to work, 6 o'clock, of course, and our first break is at 8:30. So they was like, "Oh, make sure y'all come back on time for 8:30. We have an announcement, blah blah blah." And I was noticing that I wasn't, they weren't giving boxes. They have boxes for you to stow, and I said, "What's going on?" I said, so I asked people last week. I said, "Did y'all come? What happened last Saturday? They did VTO or whatever happened?" I said, "No, it was just a regular night." And so I noticed they wasn't giving any boxes, and I looked across the way. I didn't see no trucks. I didn't see nothing in the docks with packages. So there was no work. So whatever items I had to stow when we came back from my 8:30 break, um, I would say with 30 minutes later they came around and asked, "Do you want to take VTO?" Blah blah blah. And I said, "Sure," but I still had to finish doing the work ahead. So as I'm doing the work, I looked across the way. There was no trucks. There was no Amazon trucks coming in with no stock. And I work in a fulfillment center. So basically that's when all the products come from wherever, they ship comes in and it comes to a fulfillment center and then it gets stored and packaged and whatever. So there's a difference between different Amazon facilities. But so anyway, so I finished all the work I had to do, and I end up. They said, "Oh, once you finish, you could go home." And everybody went home. It wasn't just voluntary. So now I could have took my little time and stowed and been slow, but even then, I would have been out of there at more like 10 o'clock. So I ended up leaving at 11. That's what time I finally finished. I finished at 11 p.m. So I went home, and then before I left home, I asked a couple of people. I said, "You think we're gonna get VTO tomorrow?" I said, "I think it's gonna be slow because we won't be getting any work." There was no trucks coming in. There was no trucks to stow, and that relates to all of the shipping delays, not just Amazon. So when you go to a grocery store, department store, particularly when I went to the grocery stores and Lowe's, you don't really see that at Lowe's too much, but you're going to start seeing it all over. But I went to when I was going to the different stores, I see that they basically started having empty shelves, or a lot of the products looked like it was pushed up. And then, what store did I go to yesterday or a couple of days ago when I went to the grocery store and I was doing my survey assignments? Where was it at? Mm, it might have been today. Wait a minute, it was today. I went to the Dollar Tree. I have a video that I downloaded. I made a video, so it should be downloaded for you to view. And the Dollar Tree, when you go in the back and they have all the frozen foods and stuff, milk, cheese, ice cream, whatever. This particular Dollar Tree I went to in Beaufort because I had an assignment that was at the Lowe's, which was next door. That whole thing was empty. They had like very few items in that Dollar Tree with food items. It was empty. I was like, what the hell? And it wasn't like they had to put up the food, so they didn't have any. Normally they had, all the dollar bologna and all that cheap, inexpensive things like the meats. They have like Dollar Tree meat, it'd be like little packages of chicken or whatever it is, or Hot Pockets. Y'all know what you're talking about. Erica, you know what I'm talking about. That's where we met. And got those turkey burgers. They ain't had nothing in that um, food section. Now, if you look at my video that I hopefully it's downloaded, you will see on the shelves, and I showed in the back how it looked. So basically, that's what Amazon is. I ordered 100 those scrub sponges. It's like those magic erasers from Mr. Clean, but those are magic erasers. I went on Amazon last night and I ordered 100 of them. It's not the Mr. Clean version, but it was another version. It was like, I went 100, so I bought it. I still haven't, that order still has not processed yet. It still shows processing. So when you order things on Amazon, if it's not something that Amazon already has on the shelf or it hasn't shipped in, that's why they having the long delays for certain type of items. So I got my freezer, by the way. I tell you, I was looking out the window when it was Wednesday, and I saw FedEx pull up to the house. He opened up the back truck. I said, wait a minute, because I wanted him to put the thing in the garage. So before I could go downstairs, that white boy jumped in the truck and drove off and left the freezer outside of the garage. So I had to drag that box into the garage. And luckily, the freezer most likely will stay in the garage. I don't know. So I still have it in the box. I didn't take it out yet. So my freezer came. So I'm going to show y'all that when I finally take it, unbox it. And then I'm going to go grocery shopping and buy. I'm going to start stocking up my freezer. So I'm going to start buying. I'm going to make sure, because I don't know, y'all, between all this food that's in the grocery stores and prices going up tremendously, you got to buy things now. And not, because when I went to Publix and Kroger's and I started looking, I started looking around at different items and stuff. And milk, $6. I mean, it was like expensive. And I ain't talking about the Kroger brand milk. That sometimes that is on sale, be $2.39. Sometimes you catch those things on sale. But if you want like silk or almond milk or coconut milk, or they got this oat milk, those things be $5, $6. And it was like, what the hell? And the reason why I know that is because survey, I go there to check the hood products, and it'll be $2.99, $5.99 for a gallon. And I was like, and then I start to merchandise the product, and I don't see any more milk that's in the back. So, I mean, some stores they still have a lot of things, but it's kind of not scarce. It's just very expensive. So I start buying, like I bought me some sausage, smoked sausage. Rather I get the Roger Wood in the red box. It comes like six of them in the box. I started getting more of the um bigger package. It's not the same brand, but it's still the same thing for like $8.99. So I started buying. I bought a big pack of sausage because I said, you know what? I keep buying smoked sausage or bacon. I still didn't buy a big thing of bacon, but I I can't see myself spending 16, $13 on bacon. But I try to I'm gonna start trying to catch things that's on sale or whatever. And it's not just food, it's also household items too. So, but in regards to Amazon, if there's delays if there's delays in China and items are being shipped and there are delays in shipping them, sometimes they say it may be 3 4 weeks delay on just simple stuff. If you're getting furniture, it may be delayed in months, not weeks but months. And China and all these big countries overseas, they produce a lot of the items and stuff, they're shutting down. They said that China had a lockdown. So if China's locked down, a lot of stuff can't leave to come across the world. And because of that, that's basically affecting Amazon, at least the fulfillment center that I'm at. So this is the second week they offered VTO. Now I could have went to work, but I would have went to work. They probably would have said, okay, we got these items to store. It probably would have been finished at 10 o'clock and then go home. So I said, shoot, ain't no point working 3 hours. So I was halfway at work when I got the message. I must have been got that message because I checked before I left the house and I didn't see VTO. But when I checked on my phone, the app where you get the messages from Amazon, then I saw VTO and I had 11 minutes to respond if I was going to take it or not. So I was halfway at work. I wasn't even almost at work. I was halfway at work. Then it got congested. And I said, dang, I had 30 minutes to get there. And I was I didn't want to be late. So I took it. I said, oh, let me take BTO. And luckily for me, I was in the areas where I had to do my survey assignment. So when I looked, I had to go to Buford, to Lowe's to put up some signs. And that was only 6 miles up the road. So it wasn't really a waste of trip. So I end up doing one, two, three. I think I did 4 stores since I was in the area and I already had the materials in the car. So I said, let me knock these 4 out the way. It paid like $12 a store, but it was only something that took me, 10 minutes to do. Just check some caulk, a particular caulk. And I said, let me get these out the way because they gave me about 12 stores, each paying $12. So that's like over 100 something dollars. So when I get the materials in the mail, I will be going to the other stores. So I probably get that thing with FedEx probably tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know. But whatever I get them, I'll be going to the other stores because actually 3 of them is right up the street. The one up the street in 78, the one in Snellville, and then the other one in the opposite direction. So I already had 3 stores already that's right close by, and then a couple other things. So it wasn't really a waste of going. It wasn't a waste of time for me going down there. So I end up doing the stores and just made my way back home from where I was and went through Duluth, Peachtree Corners, and then my phone was going dead, so I couldn't do any more stores because I could have went to. I had some assignments to do at Walmart, and the phone was already dead. And I didn't drive. I drove the Toyota. I didn't drive the Nissan where I could have charged it in the car. But then I saw on the other app that I was telling you about, Skipcart. I looked on the map and I saw they had a lot of. They said go towards the green area, and they may have some delivery. So I still have not done a Skipcart delivery yet, but I probably will be. Not probably. I will be doing them starting either Sunday or Monday. I'm just gonna, because I'm gonna do some more assignments tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but on Sunday. I don't think they're gonna give us PTO on Saturday, so I will go to work Saturday tomorrow. And I'll go to work tomorrow at Amazon, and if we have work and the truck still didn't come in, or they don't have anything, if they don't have a lot, put it that way, then I'll just work what they got. If not, then we'll see what happens tomorrow. But that's my update regarding Amazon. So, and I did put in an emergency transfer to go to the one up the street from my house in Stone Mountain. And I had just drove by there. I drove by there on my way home, and I went and drove up into the facility. I didn't go inside. Man, that parking lot is huge. They must have, it was huge. I couldn't even find any parking. No, no, they don't penalize. When they offer VTO, that means there's no work. And VTO basically means voluntary time off, and it doesn't count against your attendance, nor does it count against your personal time or nothing. I don't. But nope. Because put it this way, even if I didn't take the 12 hours VTO, if I came to work, they still would have had VTO time, and they would have said, oh, they would have sent us home anyway. So they would have said, oh, well, once you finish this work, finish, stowing these items, you could go home. So I said, well, shoot, ain't no point doing that. Ain't no point doing that if I know from the previous night before when we went on our break at 8:30 and whatever work that I had, if I didn't have nothing on that belt, they would have said, oh, you can go home. Or somebody would have tried to, then some people was trying to leave, and then they start putting stuff on my belt to do, not the other people who's supposed to do the work, but the people who's supposed to put the work on the stations. So when I started seeing that people were like, all right, I'll see y'all later, I'm finished, and they were leaving, I still was trying to finish doing my stowing. And at that point, I was getting hungry. I was like, cause I had ate my sandwich, but I didn't eat anything. That was really my lunch, but that was really dinner. So, my feet was not hurting. Like, oh my God, I need to sit down. But it's still tingling, and sometimes it start to get what you would call it. I think it's edema. I don't know. As long as I take my medication, and I've been putting some pain feet pain relief cream on it. I was trying to oh, it ain't gonna have nothing to do with my sign on bonus. I still get the I need to check my pay statement and see if they put it on there, because I did get paid, or at least I showed the deposit. It was $300 and something dollars. But I said, okay, if I only worked, I have to see if it's showing on there, because I'm gonna have to check. I know one thing, it better be on there when I do check. But nope, it don't affect nothing. I just need to wait till October which is the last quarter of the year to get the 20 hours of unpaid time off. But right now, I can't afford to take up no more time than I need to. But as long as they offer the VTO, if Amazon initiates the VTO, then it don't count against your attendance at all. So I said, yep, you can send me home. I ain't, I have to drive there an hour and 15, 20 minutes. And now it's a little bit longer to get there because, you know, even though I leave the house at 4:15, 4:20, by the time I get to 124 towards Buford and go on Brazelton Highway, it's that congestion because there's people going home from school, with school, not school buses, but it's getting a little bit congested with people leaving to go home or the school bus or whatever going on. I don't know. Who knows what be going on? But I don't take 85. What? Put that dollar store items back? Shelly, I'm not putting my Dollar Tree items back. I bought me some good stuff. If you saw my video, I bought me lemon soap. It smells so good. And then I bought that other cleaning things. The only thing I shouldn't have not bought was that Welch's sparkling soda. I shouldn't have drank that. I could have kept the dollar and bought me another cleaning item, but I bought essentials. Put it that way. I bought me some essentials, so I'm starting to stockpile on my cleaning supplies. I still got the cleaning supplies from the last Dollar Tree haul with those big bottles cleaning items I bought, and I just opened one up today, and so I got cleaning supplies to last me. I don't need to buy no more cleaning stuff. Only thing I don't need to buy no more bleach. But I could buy me some more bleach because I bought that outdoor bleach. Yeah, I've never seen it before, but I bought 4 bars of that and 4 bars of the strawberry one. And what else did I buy? Cleaning wise, soap wise. Yeah, it smelled really good. I've never seen the lemon soap, but I just took a shower and I just used it. My skin feels so soft because it has essential oils in it, and I still had the Dollar Tree when I did the haul on I don't know what unstoppable beads are. Oh, you talk about the thing you put in the laundry. I wasn't looking for that. I'm quite sure they got it. I wasn't looking for the laundry products and stuff because some of their laundry things, I don't think they wash clothes well, so I don't really buy those things that change to the laundry. Now I may buy. Do I buy anything pertaining to the laundry? No, I don't think I do buy anything from that. Well, the soda's already been drunk and already been drank, and the bottle's already in the garbage can. So I already drank that when I was driving about. Normally, I normally go to Quick Trip and buy me something to drink, but I didn't even stop the Quick Trip. So I don't know. I just saw that Welch's sparkling soda. I was looking for grape, but they only had the strawberry one. So I was like, yeah, it didn't taste like it used to taste. Well, Erica, they do have it. Yardley. And I went to one in Buford, not the one that I saw you at. The one on Rockbridge Road. But that's where I saw it at. So when I saw it and I smelled it, I was like, ooh, this smells good. So I bought me another one too. It was 3 different brands of soap. That strawberry one, and there was another one. It was 3. But I bought a lot of the lemon and the strawberry. That one smells real good. And there was another one that I bought too. It has shea butter and coconut. It was something like that. But I think I only got 1 bar of big. It was 1 bar of something I got. because I still got the Lever 2000 body wash. I have bought a bunch of those. So what? You ain't seen no Lever, man? I ain't talking about the bar. I'm talking about the body wash. The body wash is what they have it at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, they still have Lever soap, even though, shoe, going to Walmart and Target to buy soap, they'll package of soap and stuff. It could be kind of pricey. So I was like, shoot, let me go ahead and buy me the Lever. And it wasn't no small little size. It was a good size, and I bought a bunch of them. I sure did. I figured, with you having a son in college, shoot, you could stock up on all those little essentials, body soap, stuff like that. Because buying 6-pack soap, that thing and that thing goes by quick, and it could be pricey. So I said, let me go ahead and I'm gonna try to stock up as much as I can, because after a while, when you start seeing stuff, they don't be making no things. And those was made in the United States. I said, let me look and see where this thing came from. And then I said, you know what? Let me buy it. They said, see, everybody ain't, see, they not looking at stuff like that. They be running to buy toilet paper. I still got toilet paper from last year when I bought that big thing from Aldi's. I still got that right in the closet. I just opened that up. I got toilet paper all over the place, but it's not, I got toilet paper that gonna last me for a minute. So, and that was $11.99, and it had 30 some, what was it? 30 something in a pack. No, Tyson, stop talking about showing myself. I'm not gonna show myself. Yeah, so I'm creating my little stockpile as we speak, because I was reading something about um this inflation thing, and stuff is going to be much higher than it is, more expensive. And I said, shoot, let me start buying what I normally get before it goes up. Because like I tell you, when I went to the Dollar Tree, when they started doing that overhaul, I ain't saw no bleach. I ain't seen no paper towels, paper stuff. And it was at the Dollar Tree. And like I tell you, I do that survey merchandising, and that's all I do. I supposed to go there, the, you know, check the products and check the. So I start. You've been looking at this picture for the last weeks. This ain't the first time. At least that's my picture. That is more. Anyway, you're not going to get off my topic. So that's what's going on with Amazon. I'm waiting for my transfer, so I should hear something back in the next week or couple weeks, and I'll let y'all know if I get to the one closer to my house, and then I'll be doing that. But I'll let y'all know. But I don't know. Now that anything dealing with food or shipment of items that's needed in these stores, it's going to affect a lot of people in regards to what you do for a job. Even though all these fast food places say they don't need they need help, they not hiring and this and that or whatever, while they still need people, you better start looking for a job. I heard CVS was giving $15 an hour now. CVS. They said that on the radio 2 days ago, and they said that CVS was offering $15 minimum to work at CVS. I was like, what? Because when I went to CVS and I went to Walgreens, I was like, they only got one person doing the register. It was like one person, and they may have, with the people who work in the pharmacy, that's different. The pharmacy closed at 7, and 7 or 8. I think they close at 7. 7. And they may have 2 people somebody putting up stuff on the shelf and one other person doing the register. But other than that, they ain't had that many people at these stores and CVS and all that stuff. So CVS, they got that self checkout. Depending on which one you go to, they got that. But other than that, they only had like one person, maybe two. One person called the other person at the other CVS the other day. Oh, I already clocked out. He already clocked out. So whatever she needed or wanted, he was like, I'm already clocked out, and that was it. I remember even before the pandemic, and I used to go to CVS and pick up, doing Grubhub or whichever one of those delivery apps I was doing. There used to be a lot of people that used to work at the Walgreens and the CVS's, and now not so much. And they have in the supermarkets, but Publix seems to be pretty steady with employees. They didn't seem to have any type of shortage that I know of. And Aldi seemed to be building up all over the place. Every time I was driving down to Brazelton, I started seeing Aldi's was building a new store, and then Lindell's. It looks like an Aldi's, but it's based in Germany. I saw they was building a new store at a couple of places in Atlanta. I tried to apply for a job at Lidl's a couple years ago when they was building that one up on 78, and I didn't even get hired. I was like, what? Whatever. And they weren't even looking. They were only looking for part time, and I don't think they even paid all that well. But now, shoot, they're gonna be begging people to work. They ain't gotta worry about me going up there unless I'm a manager or something. That's the only way you won't see me working at a supermarket or a fast food place. I would have to be the manager or shift lead or something, and they gotta pay me more than $15 because ain't no way. But I think with the way how this economy is going and everything else, these food delivery apps doing DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub, and I want to even say Instacart to some extent, but um, Instacart, it used to be a lot of people in Atlanta. I used to see people with the green shirt. They were either doing Instacart and the other one, Ship, and people still use those services, and they still use them for the convenience. It's just that they don't want to pay nobody nothing. That's the problem. It's not that they're gonna be less customers using the service, but if these prices of food goes up, and that's a regular price going to the store yourselves, can you imagine what the markup is when you order from Ship and Instacart? Because it's not the same. It's not the same price. If I went to the store at Kroger to buy orange juice, and I went there to buy it, or versus me going to Instacart or even Amazon Flex for that matter, the price is not going to be the same. It's going to be a little bit higher having it delivered. And if it's free delivery, you have to spend up to a certain amount for it to be free delivery. And then you have to be like an Amazon Prime member to get it delivered for free. With Ship, because I have Target, and they said, "Oh, do you want your stuff delivered?" But they will only deliver it 2 days later. And I said, "Nah, I'll get it myself. I'd rather just go to Target and have them come to my car and put it in the trunk." But the prices is not the same if I had went and got it myself. So depending on the convenience and the time, you really paying for the convenience. So for those doing those type of jobs with fast food and going to what do you call it, McDonald's or what you Taco Bell, whatever, they have short supply of certain things, like they don't have no lettuce, or we ran out of whatever and they have to wait. See, they have to wait for the trucks to deliver those items. Just like how Amazon waits for items to come to the fulfillment center. If there's a delay overseas or there's delay, it's going to delay the workers. If there's no trucks driving in to deliver, there's no reason to keep us working. They say, oh, you can take BTO and come back tomorrow, whatever. So now I'm starting to feel it. I mean, luckily for me, I always kept me a little cushion, and I always keep me multiple gig work doing. When I was doing survey or whatever, I may not pay a whole lot of money, but that's still income or extra money that I could make. So until this matter gets resolved in regards to if China start to do if China's locked down, and I heard Australia is locking down, they said nope. Will there be another shutdown? Put this mosquito, get out of here. Get. No. See a mosquito zooming around. I don't want to get bit. Anyway, what was I saying? So, see, the United States, Canada, and a lot of these major countries, they're not trying to do that shutdown like they did last year, because it affected the economy so bad, and people were like, nobody wants to shut down. No state wants to say we're going to shut down, because it's all about money. It's all about money. And I think that if someone took their precaution and just say, you know what, we're just going to shut down because we want this to stop, people were pressured by, I need my job, I can't, I need to work, blah, blah, blah. And look what happened. Look what really happened. I think last year they opened up way too early. They didn't have to open up. You didn't have to open up everything. When Georgia was one of those first 3 states that started saying they're going to open up early, back in June of last year, or 4th of July, or July or whatever, they was like, we're going to open up the hair salon, gym, and what was the other ones? That wasn't necessary. You ain't had to open up the gym. You ain't had to open up no nail salon and all those places. I mean, I know people say, I got to get my hair done, whatever. But Florida, oh, we need to open up Disneyland. Oh, we need to open up the parks. Nope. Disneyland is expensive it's expensive as hell anyway, even way before the pandemic happened. I've never been to Disneyland. My mother took my niece and nephew and my sister went along to Disneyland a couple years ago. Man, just the park passes alone is over $100. And then you get in the park, and then the food and they include the whole. It's expensive. Shoot, they ain't had to see. Those companies were getting money anyway. Those companies were getting money when they passed that CARES Act and the stimulus and stuff. These businesses was getting bailed out anyway. Airlines were getting bailed out. The hotels were getting bailed out. And you're going to just open up just to open up anyway. And look what happened. You opened up because you said, we need to have our business running again. And then people got all that money from unemployment and all that stuff. And they didn't go back to work because they were getting $600 a week plus regular unemployment from the state, plus all these other things anyway. And then some people were getting paid low wage, less than $15 an hour anyway. And they said, well, shoot, if I was going to get $600 a week plus regular unemployment, why would I go back to McDonald's or go back to any of these restaurants and stuff and not get paid money? So Some people say I'm gonna stay home. They didn't want to go back to work or nothing else for that matter. Now all these places now hiring, but they ain't paying no money. McDonald's want to pay $12. They got the nerve to have big ass sign $12 an hour, like they doing something. Then I heard something on the radio, which I don't think it was true. I think it was someone being petty. They were saying they was in West Georgia, McDonald's was paying $31 an hour, and it was talked about it on a gospel radio station. I was like, "There's no way nobody was paying no $31 an hour at no McDonald's." I said that must have been a joke. That must have been a prank or something, because ain't nobody paying no $31. So I think it was 13. I think someone meant to put $13, not 31. I think someone saw the sign. They they took the sign and switched the numbers around and had it posted, and someone saw it. You know how people see something, they take it apart, put taped it and changed the numbers, and then someone saw it on Instagram, took a picture and spread it. Look, someone's paying $31 an hour at McDonald's, and it was some prank. Cause ain't no way, shoot. But for those people who was working in these low-paying jobs, and it wasn't just restaurants, these little retail stores and whatever. They need people. I went to Marshall's to buy me some yoga pants for work because I had, and it was a line, and it was like in the middle of the afternoon. It wasn't even a Saturday or Friday. I went, and then it was like 3 people working the register, and then the Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, it was at which store was this? Not Kohl's. It was Kohl's was one of them. Kohl's and whatever that store is, name whatever store. They had a line wrapped around way to the back of the store. I was like, oh my god! And because it was school time, so everybody was buying schools, not Marshalls, Ross. That's what it was. Ross had a line up to the yin yang on 124. And I was like, God dang it. And I ain't had no shorts or pants. So I had to buy something. That's why I stopped there. And I was like, oh my God, I need to hurry up and get out of this store. I had to go back to work. But luckily, it was kind of quick. But it was a line that led way to the back of the store. And it was like 1, 2, 3, I think it was like 4 cashiers on a Saturday. And I was like, and they had a sign, now hiring, need help. Now, so it was a lot of places. Every place I went to, they was hiring. So I was like, oh well. I said, if I ever needed a job, I can't say I can't find one, but you can find one. It may not pay what you want, but I figured most of them would pay what in retail. They may pay 14, they may pay 12, they may pay 13, they may pay 14, but I'm just saying that doing these gig jobs exclusively is not going to cut it. Unless you was at an age, retirement age, and you just needed something to do, and that may be different, but there's options. Working from home. I've been trying to look on Indeed. Indeed had there was a lot of places that were looking for people to work from home, but Shelly, even the place you used to work at, they got the nerve to put something on there. We hiring, they need some contract they had, they need people to work from home. But they try to nickel and dime to death with those jobs. All right, we're gonna pay $15. Amazon is hiring people to work from home, but you have to hurry up and get on there and apply because it could be gone real quick. It could be gone very quick. but it says seasonal. It didn't say it was permanent. That was the only thing about that. So, you know, they hiring people around this time working from home. It's seasonal. I don't know how long it's gonna last. You could go to you can go to Amazon and see what they have going on, but it, like I said, you have to constantly keep checking, and I think you have to take an assessment test with them. So, but I'll see what happens with the transfer. I'll let y'all know what happens in a couple of weeks if I'm able to transfer. But that center is huge, and they had all those cars. I was like, dang, you got to walk almost a half a mile to get to your car. That's how big that center was. And when I drove up there, I guess they must have had people leaving for the day. So it was around 10:30ish, I think it was, when I drove by there. But I was gonna ask someone something, but I didn't want to ask. So I said, I'll go up there another day. But that was about it. So my next topic is, so I was watching someone's video today. They was someone talking about DoorDash was buying Instacart, and she did a real short video, and she was asking people for their opinions. So I wrote, but I was like, subscribe to my channel, and then you can hear my opinion or whatever, or my intake. So remember when I did Instacart, it was like, I would say maybe 4 years ago now, maybe 5, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. Can't believe it's been that long. 4 years ago, I would say, or 3. I don't know. Whatever it was, you know, you have blocks of time. I did pretty good with Instacart and Ship when I did it, but when Whole Food was sold, well, got bought out by Amazon. Amazon bought Whole Food, and then I saw the prices started being very reasonable. So go to Whole Food is not as expensive like it used to be, even though I don't live near Whole Food. But if you go to a Whole Food, it's not as pricey like it was. So Instacart main contract was Whole Food, and when it was Whole Food, even though Whole Food before it got bought out by Amazon was a little bit pricey, but the quality was there. It was a little bit expensive. People used to call it whole check. That's how expensive Whole Food was. But when you did Instacart and you shopped at Whole Food, the people you were serving was a higher caliber. Those were people, they lived in these very expensive areas in Atlanta. Even if they lived in Midtown, they had the money. They weren't, people who made no money. If they shopped at Whole Food, they were making some money, and they just had those type of jobs where they would either stay at home mom and they could afford to pay groceries and buy groceries and bought Whole Food, organic, high expensive food. So when Instacart was a service, they used to pay pretty good. You go to Whole Food, even if you was working at the Whole Food doing the grocery shopping and you package the bags for the drivers to come and pick it up. I think what was those in-store shoppers? You didn't do the delivery, you just did the shopping, you packed it up. They were making um 15, 16, they were making 15, maybe $16 an hour, and this was a few years ago. And that's what they were paid. Yep, I think it was like 15, 16. And this was, but like I said, making $15 4 years ago or 5 years ago, that was pretty good. So I think they did pay them a little bit more each year, So that's how Instacart did. They had a guarantee rate, and I had like 660 hours of guarantee hours, so I was guaranteed at least $700, $800, and if I didn't make it, they gave me the difference. I remember that. So when Saturday came, I made $200 something dollars in 2 days, Saturdays and Sundays. Those was like, $400 easily. And, I had my little spots, Swanee and Snellville area and um, those rich, I ain't gonna say white, but most of the people who lived in those areas were white. You see some black people got money. You may see some Indian people, but it was very high end neighborhoods that I used to do grocery shopping for. And I did instant, and I also did Uber Eats and other stuff around there too. I was going to Thai restaurants and noodle houses and um, very gourmet pizza parlor places. It was, real nice, pricey, inexpensive kind of places that people order on the weekends. And, because they didn't eat fast food and all that stuff. Not like that. They didn't. They would go, they would order, over 100 something dollars worth of food for the weekend. And they would have, family night. You got to come to the house and these nice, beautiful homes I used to walk up to. And it says, these little white kids be coming up, oh, the food is here. And, they doing family night, and all that stuff. And, you get tip $10, $15. And you just ordered the grocery. I mean, it was lovely. It was lovely, you know. Then when next thing you know, Amazon bought Whole Foods. I said, "Oh Lord!" The prices started going down. Prices for items were cheaper, and I remember telling people, I said, "Okay, once Instacart lost the contract with Whole Food, I said the price gonna not gonna be good. It's gonna suck. They're gonna be going to these um lower quality stores. Um, the rates are gonna be lowered. Um, because once they started leaving those higher end neighborhoods, not leaving, but once they started, I was like, hell no. Now you going to Kroger or picking up groceries and you going into the suburbs, i.e., meaning that you're not in the gentrification areas anymore. You in areas that's more people who ain't got that much money. And when they started going out like that, and more people started hopping on Instacart, I said, no, you ain't gonna make that same amount of money. And I knew. And lo and behold, that's what happened. So when Pillen asked today, what have I thought about it? I said, well, number one, if you were an investor or went to a venture capital when they started Instacart and all these companies, those people invested millions of dollars in these companies. It was time for their return. Most of the time, people lend out money, millions and millions of dollars to these companies to start an app and do that. The time frame for them to get their money or their rate of return on the investment is usually 5 years, 5, 6 years. That's when they usually expect their um, the money they invested. They invest about because the first 5 years of any business, usually you don't make profit in the first 5 years. It's usually after 5 years, you get to a point where you either decide to sell it to someone else or you sell it to another big company. So basically, that's what this Asian guy, he owns Instacart. So him selling it to DoorDash or rumored that may happen is because what I think is going to happen, do I think it's going to be bought? I don't think so. I don't think so because DoorDash needs to settle. Even Instacart needs to settle those class action lawsuits. Those class action lawsuits where they have to pay millions and millions of dollars, and they haven't made any money. They haven't. They took that investors' money and stuff. It's time for them to pay up. And people's always going to go to the grocery store and buy groceries, but everybody's not necessarily need to use the service and buy fast foods. Too many, that ain't. If anything, Amazon may just take over everything. They've been they've been building up all these distribution centers all over Georgia, all over the country. They may buy, they may settle all of that. You know, I don't see DoorDash whether they buy Instacart. Because see, Instacart, they also had Target at one time, and Target ship not ship is ship yes ship bought Target, or Target bought ship. Target bought ship to part of their delivery service. They bought ship because they didn't buy so much the company, they bought the infrastructure, they bought the technology. Target was like, okay, let's buy ship so we could now have the infrastructure to have people come and deliver. That's how when you drive up, when I go to Target, if I need to buy me stuff from Target, I have a gift card and stuff to use. So if I wanted to buy things at Target, all I do is go online, drive to the Target, pull up, I'm here, and somebody comes with my packages, groceries, or whatever it is I bought. I did that one time a couple months ago. I went and bought Target and drove up, popped the trunk, put the stuff in the car, and that was it. So they bought ship technology so they could do their deliveries. So when the question was asked, do I think DoorDash will buy Instacart? The answer would be no, because Walmart has its own delivery service, which I was telling you about. I signed up. I didn't sign up yet, but Walmart has Walmart Spark, or whatever they call that, for drivers to go to Walmart and pick up the groceries and deliver. They have their own system. I heard they use DoorDash at times to go. You can use DoorDash to go to Walmart to pick up your groceries and stuff. But Walmart has its own service now. In Atlanta, it's only two locations: Sandy Springs and Morrow. And I have not yet signed up because I don't want to go to Morrow. That's too far, and frankly, that part of town ain't gonna pay no money. I ain't trying to be racist or whatever, but there's way too much black folks. There's way too many poor white folks, and there's way too many poor people living in Morrow. Now, unless Morrow changed in the last few couple years since I've been in that area, I ain't going over there. College Park and way over. I said nope. I looked at that map. I said nope. That one Walmart got all of this territory. Hell no. I'll wait until other Walmarts start using their own deliveries. And it's gonna happen. Walmart is number two next to Amazon when it comes to the e-commerce. So Walmart's gonna have its own service. They're gonna have their own delivery drivers. They're already doing it in two stores. They already nationwide. So if you go to Walmart and you go to that delivery service and you look at where they at, they got their own technology, they got their own platform, they got everything. So I haven't done it yet. Just like the other one I was telling you about, Skipcart. So Skipcart has AutoZone, and their biggest ones is AutoZone. I heard. I don't know what the other ones are yet, but I'll find out Monday. I'm gonna turn on the app and I'm gonna drive towards the green dot that they were talking about and see what kind of deliveries I could get. But I'm not gonna do that all day. I'm gonna do it I may either do it Sunday or Monday. I haven't decided. I may do it Sunday. And I'm gonna drive towards that green dot just to see what kind of orders it is. Is it fast food? Is it groceries? Is it going to AutoZone to pick up some battery or tires? I don't know. I'll let y'all know. I said I was gonna do it this past week, but I was so busy doing some other stuff. Well, most of it was resting. Really, I wasn't really doing too much running around with these apps. So I don't see that happening. I just don't see DoorDash buying Instacart because DoorDash was supposed to hook up with some other small company, which I think they did do. But I've heard so many things in the past. Postmates was going to buy, DoorDash was going to buy Postmates and all this kind of stuff. And eventually those companies just went fizzled under. Just like when I did Deliv, DEL. Remember I was doing Deliv? Deliv was across the country, going to the mall, picking up people packages, and I did pretty good with Deliv. But the writing was on the wall. I was like, dang, they they went under because see, Deliv shit was gonna buy Deliv, I heard, and everybody was talking about mergers. And all these mergers never went through. The only merger that was ever successful was Amazon buying Whole Foods. Now, I don't, now, unless somebody gonna prove me wrong or tell me some other big gig economy merger that happened, but in the last few years, the only one I know that was successful was Amazon buying Whole Food. Whole Food was already a very good company. It was one of those best companies to work for. The employees got paid very well. Um, they were part owners of Whole Food, and so it was a pretty good company. It was a lot of people love working at Whole Food. You know, and when Amazon came along, and that was one of the biggest concerns was changing the culture of Amazon. Was changing the culture of Whole Food. Now, some people who were long-term employees at Whole Food, they had stock in the company. They invested in the company and they did quite well. I saw more white folks working at Whole Food in the supermarket, and they seemed to like it. I never heard nobody complaining, and I thought they was a little bit snooty to me. The one in Midtown, they weren't so snooty, but that one up there in Swanee, not Swanee, was it Yeah, Swanee, and some other places. They Whole Food employees could be a little bit snooty at times. What the hell y'all being snooty? But shoot, but they was paying them quite well. I remember I was trying to get a job at Whole Food a few years ago. And they was paying $17. What? I said just to stand there as a cashier and put food. It wasn't no hard laborish work. I mean, it wasn't hard, but it was very. They treated their employees well. Let me just say that. Let me just say that. So that merger was the only thing that I knew of. Amazon got the money, they got the pockets. And when that happened, I said, hell no. I already knew. Instacart, I said, mm-mm. The biggest client and the biggest amount of money came from Whole Foods. Not no damn, they had Whole Food, Publix, and Kroger's. I know they had those three. Yeah, they had those three. But the days of companies making money, when they had those private companies, not no fast foods, they had all these fast foods now. Most of the time, you go in to pick up food, you go into McDonald's or you go into a fast food place to pick up food from DoorDash. I heard they do Walmart. Sometimes you get Walmart, but the company that I'm dealing with, they got Walmart too. And they ain't about to keep Walmart too long either. Walmart, let me tell you, the only reason why Walmart hasn't expanded their delivery service yet is because All of the Walmarts across the country is going through a remodeling. They changing it up. And the reason why I know that is because when I was doing my resets, with my survey.com and all the companies I was working with, when I go to stores, um, they've been remodeling a lot of the Walmarts. It's just gonna take some time. So, but once they finish that, or once that starts to get upgraded and things like that, then Walmart's going to expand the Spark for deliveries, and they're going to have their own service. They have their own they have their own tech support system, everything. They're not going to need they're not going to need DoorDash to do that. They're not going to need DoorDash to provide the grocery delivery service much longer. Put it that way. Everybody's going to have their own infrastructure, their own type of technology and service to do it. And where does it leave Instacart? I don't know. But it's only so much. It's only so much you could do. Instacart, and people shopping online. That's the biggest thing. You could go online and go shopping for anything, groceries, whatever. So, but once that Whole Food was gone, that was it. That changed the ball game. And these food delivery apps, Uber Eats, ain't nobody paying no ain't nobody paying no premium for no fast foods. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. The only thing I could see how um these delivery food apps and stuff, but if you put in a combination of food shortages, if you put that combination together, food shortages and this pandemic going on, if there's already shortages of items and food, clothes, whatever, there'll be a delay. People are not going to be able to get those items like that, you know? So that's my opinion on that. What else I said I was going to talk about? Other gigs? Mm, I don't know. It's making it real hard for people to survive. I haven't seen anybody do any videos. I haven't, I hear a lot of people want to do the news of, of what's going on, but I don't see too many people actually working the gigs. Actually, I come across, sometimes I may come across people who may be doing DoorDash and stuff, but there's more complaining than there is how to make. Oh, let me tell you how to make 1,400 a week. Ain't nobody making no 1,400, 15. Ain't nobody making no. Put it this way: you're not making no 1 and 3 digits after that doing no food deliveries. You're not. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't no way, no how. You have to be doing a whole bunch of other stuff in order to make that, and you can only really do one app at a time. You can only do one app at a time, unless you. I haven't seen it. You have to do a whole lot of different things. You're gonna have to branch out and do something totally different that's not related to doing work that's attached to a company. That's all I know. Because even what I do, those little gig work jobs I be doing with survey and some of the other ones, mostly survey, they've been bugging me. Can you do this assignment? Can you do that assignment? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I got some messages today. They need people to check HP products and stuff. But I did that one store the other day. I was like, man, I thought this thing was supposed to be a quick thing. I was like, this thing took me 30 minutes to, a little bit over 30 minutes to check some HP ink print, even though it was $14. They asked me today, can you do this? Can you do, now all of a sudden everybody is bombarding me with all these different gigs. I mean, he ain't paying that much, but it's like $14 a store, maybe $20 a store. Then they started adding in travel bonus, $30. So it's doing pretty good, but I'm not gonna be a liar. I'm not gonna lie to people and say, oh, you know what? You can make $1,000 a week with these gig survey apps and doing this. Nope. I get assignments, but like that. But you're gonna have to. For me to make that, I would have to literally put in a 8-hour day and do 2 of those apps at the same time. And the thing is, it's not. That's the only way. I don't know. One day I'll figure it out and let y'all know. But go to my other. If you're interested and you signed up, I know Shelly, I know you signed up, but you ain't never did nothing. Erica, you did one. I don't know, but I know I have a whole lot of people who signed up to do it, but no one hasn't done it. But like I said, it ain't for everybody. But I always try to do a strategy and say that if you're gonna do the other apps, food deliveries, you might as well see what's available and do it in between. You know where you're going, you know how many miles it's gonna be. You could choose which one you want based on, is it in the area? You ain't gotta travel across town. The only reason why I went to different areas was because it was literally a route. And like this coming week, when I get the other merchandise in the mail, yes, but haven't did an assignment. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know you ain't did none because I could look on the list and it's but you just have to look at it and do what's convenient, because it so happens that when I do them based on, okay, if I'm gonna go to this area, I'm gonna do at least 1, 2, 3, at least gonna be 4 or 5 stores, and it's not gonna waste my time. I did one and I was like, I know, Erica. That's what I'm saying. It can be tiresome when you have another job to do full time. So it could be hard because, like I said, when I get off from Amazon Sunday morning and I go home, I'm resting most of that whole entire day, and into Monday. And then I look at my thing. I said, "Dang, I gotta go to these stores today." And then I leave at 6 o'clock. I leave at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then I do it in 3 hours, and then I come back home. So I put myself in a crunch by letting assignments piled up, and then I could ask them to extend my days. But like today, I said when I went out there to work, I was halfway at work. I said, "Wait a minute, let me see where I'm at," and lo and behold, I was able to go to Buford because I wasn't that far from Buford. Then I went to Swanee. I wasn't that far. So I said, well, shoot, since I'm up here, I might as well do the stores that I needed to do. And I did them. And I worked my way down. Went from, what the hell is that noise? So that's how I did it. And I didn't burn my time. I didn't burn no gas. And I could have done more if my phone didn't go dead. This phone is on its last leg, y'all. I'm gonna call Sprint tomorrow and see when this stupid phone. I know this phone been paid off. It'll be paid off in September. When in September? I'm gonna call them tomorrow and find out. But it's good. But you have to strategize, and that's what I did. I strategize and do ones. I know a lot of people will always want to do the resets and go to the store at Walmart or what's the other ones? They've been notifying me. Can you go to this class? That's way too far for me to be going to. It pays $15. It's paid $20 an hour, and it's a reset. A lot of resets in stores are being done this coming season. Every season of these stores change, and they need people to do it. They even asked me, "Do you know anyone?" And I'm not talking about serving. I'm talking about another company. Because there's some other companies that I'm signed up with that gives me job notifications all the time, and I said, I can't do that. I'll be working at Amazon, or I'm too tired. So they be looking for people. So a lot of people, I didn't know as many people was doing survey until I went to the Publix to do the resets or the Walmart. And then I asked them, I said, which company you work for? Some of them work directly with a merchandising company as an employee, but I'm an independent contractor. And then some people I bumped into, they did survey, and some people was doing it longer than me and made more money than me. They showed me, and I was like, "What? You did almost 1,000 stores?" And they've been. And some people, they is very few. I don't know. I can't say very few people. I think it's a hidden gig work that most people don't realize yet. And because I don't have a big channel, I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't. I think that's why I don't really. I don't think too many. I think if I had a lot of subscribers who come and know about my channel and know about these gig work I was doing, I think they will. They would. They'll be my competition. Now, I don't mind if you live in another state and you got your gig work, but when you be living in the same town, same city I live in, and I go to Kroger to put up some merchandise, phone accessories and stuff, and I see someone. So wait a minute, who did this job already? Somebody already came and done it. Who took my gig? That I'm creating competition. So, so I don't want competition to come my little territory. I got Snellville, I got Lilburn, Lawrenceville. Hey Romeo, I wish you know what, Erica? There was this company that I was signed up for to do movie reviews. I signed up for that a few years ago, but I can't remember what company it was. Dang. It was a app. I signed up. I was supposed to go to the movies, Atlantic Station, and get free popcorn, and I was supposed to pay to review movies. I can't remember the dang. I can't remember which one I signed up for. Duh. I gotta look for it. I gotta look for it. But you know what, Erica? We need to chit chat because I do have a reward thing. It was 2 for 1, and I said, remember I was telling you, you put the thing in the back of your car, the sticker. It was every month I get $25 free for restaurant.com. It had a package deal that I could get 2 for 1, but I was like, what is the point of me getting this? I ain't got nobody to go with. It had 2 popcorn, 2 drinks, 2 movie tickets for one. And I could still buy it, but um I ain't had no one to go with. So if you want to go, let me know. Now maybe during the weekday, because I'm off Sunday night, Sunday evening, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and ain't no telling what happens with Amazon, because if they ain't got no work, they may put VTO again. But I did want to go to the movies. Let's go see Aretha. Okay, I did heard about that. I do want to see that. Okay, we can go to the movies this coming week because I'm getting bored sitting around the house doing nothing. And I wanted to go to the movies the other week, but I was like, eh. By the time I ran around and stuff, I just went on home. Where you want to go and see that at? Because I haven't been looking up, and I don't want to go to that Stonecrest Mall. Raggedy mess. I don't know if anyone's seen it. I haven't heard too much people talk about it. Most black folks, we gonna be talking about Aretha. I saw it. Jennifer Hudson did this one on at Oprah, and but I haven't heard anyone talk about it. I'm gonna look it up though. I want to go to that movie theater, the one that's in that shopping plaza with Walmart, Cinema, not Cinema Bistro, not the one in Brookhaven, not that expensive movie theater. Even though I love it, but the other one. I want to go. What are you saying? Heck no to? To which? Heck no to where? Oh, we'll talk offline. Hmm. Well, you know there's an AMC on 124. I don't know. I just want to go to the movies. I'm tired of. I want to go to the movies before they do some shutdown. Yeah, that's it. NCG. That's the one I was talking about. Because I know they used to have late movies. They used to have one at 10 p.m. Oh, yeah. Stonecrest. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus, no. That's where they had that big ass fight a few years ago with those teenagers in the mall. They had that brawl fight. And that's why they don't, you can't walk through that mall at a certain time of the day, at a certain age. You have to have a parent. I don't know why Stonecrest Mall went downhill. Those little hooligan hood rats took over, and then they closed a lot of those restaurants around Stonecrest Mall. It was that one place. It was real nice. They ain't haven't got nothing around Stonecrest with restaurant wise. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I want to go to. We could either go to that one or the one on AMC. I'm gonna look it up, but I hope the movie theater is open now. Because I would go right there during the afternoon. Not during everybody when everybody else go to the movie. Everybody want to go to movies on Saturdays and Sundays. And, night Friday night matinee. I can't go in all that crowd. Now I'll go during the middle of the afternoon. When there's hardly no one already there. But I remember delivering food. I remember delivering food at a movie theater. It was Domino's. I went to Domino's, went inside, and there were people work. How the hell you work at a movie theater with all this food? You ordering pizza? Cheap ass people didn't even tip either. I only do AMC. I'm on the Stub A list. Well, that's fine. You go to AMC. I had bought stock of AMC, so I bought me some stock on Cash App. So I got some stock on AMC. It's been going pretty good. But I heard AMC wanted to do Streamline or something like that. So I just want to go into a theater, directly into a theater. I don't want to do nothing online. I don't want to see no movie online. They don't give you the same experience. But we'll talk offline. But I think I do have being an Amazon employee and all these companies I used to work for, they used to give you these discounts for movie theater tickets anyway. You go online and you can buy the tickets for at a discount, and movie theater tickets were one of them. And then they also have it where you could hotel discounts. Yeah, they deliver pizza at a movie theater. I was like, what the fuck? Right there with the one in Tucker. I ain't gonna order, no tip. And this was like one of those nights, like a Friday, Saturday night, when it was all those cars out there, and I'll never forget that. I said, y'all could have walked around the corner to the Domino's, was right in the back too. They could have walked to the Domino's and got an order of pizza and pick it up themselves. Shoot. That pizza ain't that damn good. I'm quite sure they sell pizza at the movie theater. If you work at the movie theater, you know you got free. You probably get free food or something. But yeah, I love that AMC theater that used to be in Buckhead, where you could order food and they'll bring you the food. Not the other one, not the Cine Bistro, not that expensive one. Even though it's nice though, they had that other movie theater. I want to say it was an AMC. It was right next to the gym, and ooh, they used to have the best shrimp and fry basket, wing basket. I was like, oh my god, that was the best place. It was called Backyard. That's what it was. Backyard Movies Theater. It was an AMC in Buckhead and Peachtree Road. Because I used to live in Buckhead in that the Darlington Apartments. I take the bus, go to the movie theater, whatever. It was a I miss wings, man. I can't wait till this thing shortages or whatever you want to call it. I've been craving chicken wings for the longest. And I ain't talking about that little skimpy, nasty ass chicken wings either. I'm talking about like even making it myself. Man, I may have to break down and buy that small pack of chicken wings the next time I go to Aldi's. Even though that thing may cost $9, I may have to break down and buy me some of those chicken wings next time I see it. That's why I bought my freezer because I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the day when somebody finally makes some chicken wings and I go somewhere and they sell them in bulk or whatever. But yeah, that movie theater you could order. It was like the 10-piece chicken wings with fries, and it was like, and it wasn't so expensive either. You know how you go to the movie theater and be like popcorn and a drink, $12. I'm like, what? $12 for some drink and popcorn? But I think one of them was unlimited. But how much popcorn can you eat? I had that big old thing of popcorn, and don't let it be just popped and it's fresh. I was like, ooh. But yeah, they used to have the best meals there. And it wasn't no skimpy chicken wings either. You know how like some places give you little bones. So what the hell is this? Cat? You know? And I don't know, any place that sells chicken wings that you could go to and buy without paying $25. And I don't even think they even have any to sell if you do try to find a place with chicken. They were trying to sell chicken thighs at the wing stop and just cut the thighs in a certain way and make them thighs. But I wasn't even looking for chicken. I wasn't even looking for chicken wings. I don't even stop in places anymore. You know, I didn't stop by Chick-fil-A, nothing. Anywho, oops, I've been on here for an hour and 34 minutes yapping. Did I discuss all my topics? Let me see. Amazon, Uber Eats, not Uber Eats, DoorDash, other gigs. Pretty much, I think I did. So, Romeo, what you been up to? I've been catching a couple of your little snippet videos, but you don't make a whole video, so it's nothing to see. So, what's been going on with you? What? Nobody ain't seen nothing. There's none of y'all on here, but I only see two people. Oops. Erica, Romeo, Shelly Hill, 3, 4, Tyson, Atlantic Food Star. Atlantic Food Star, what you talking about? Tyson F. I have a friend. She bought Let me tell you. She used to live in Conyers. She sold the house in Conyers, moved to Smyrna, and bought a townhome in Smyrna a few years ago. Well, 3 years ago, I guess. I don't know. Then she sold her townhome in Smyrna and she moved to Snellville. And I was like, God dang, you know the person I know who buys a house and sells it. And so anyway, so I was talking to her today and I was saying how it's been 12 years since I lived in this house and I'm still not in love with this house or anything. And I really want to sell, but I told her that I have to decide, do I want to continue to stay in Georgia within the next year or 2 years, or do I want to hold on to it and wait and see? The only thing that's holding me back really from this house and not doing it is one, I got to pay the HOA fees and get that out the way and decide if I want to remodel this whole house because it needs to be remodeled. And I can't find nobody. The guy who's working on her house, he's been working for her for 20 years. And I said, well, he stood me up the last time because he was supposed to fix some of the damage repairs when that roof fell on my house. And he didn't even, did he show up or did he do show up? But he kind of real slow when he does things, so it takes a minute for him to finish doing anything. But he's supposed to be really, really good. So I said, well, he's working on my house right now. I said, you know what? I hate people at times because they be having contractors and stuff. They don't want to. I ain't say share, but they be tying people up to on their projects. That when you ask about, well, can you send him to do something with my project? You have to almost like be in someone's beck and call and mercy to get things done. That's why I haven't done a lot of things in this house because I can't find no one who's good and trustworthy and who got the capital to do what they need to do without thinking you're supposed to pay 80% of the work before they do even 5% of it. So I'm gonna I think I still have his number. I had to find it, but I'm gonna have to tell him give me an assessment of how much it's gonna cost me to fix everything what needs to be fixed, and I'm gonna be out of curiosity and get a real estate agent to assess my home. I mean, I already got some numbers and stuff, but people say you need to see it, you know, because they better be talking in the twos, the number two in the front with some um five no, five zeros behind that or more than that. So I'm just curious how much I could get for my house because they said that price has been going up, 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 and out. It don't seem to be going down, and I'm just curious. But I said I have to have someplace else to live before I decide to do that. But I'm getting tired. I decided I was thinking today. I was like, you know what? This is really too much. You know, I didn't fall in love with this house yet, and I think I'm gonna get some real estate numbers and get some. She's also has a real estate license and she's a real estate investor, so she could give me some tips and ideas of what's going to be done or whatever, and we'll work from there. Marcia, she's very OCD because last time she helped me clean my house, she was like thorough, thorough. You know, you thought I was cleaning, man. She was cleaning. I think when we finally finished, I had the lights turned down. I was sitting downstairs. I could actually see the sparkle in my house with the lights off. That's how clean it was. You gotta think that's how thorough she was. We were pulling the stove from the wall, cleaning behind the stove, and stuff that you never thought to clean. She pushed that. but she's one of those OCD. So at this point, that's what I need. I need an OCD person who could clean, and I'm quite sure I asked her she'll help me. She did it before. She will do it. She will help me, but I'm just gonna. I don't know. I just want to live somewhere smaller, and she was having knee problems, so she sold her townhome in Smyrna, and the part of Smyrna she lived in was real nice. She bought that townhome. I remember when she bought it, I said, "Man, this is a three-story townhome. It was real nice." But she got some taste, and she sold it. She said she made 80 grand, $80,000 for what she bought, for what she sold it for, and she said that the price was higher than what she sold it for. It was still going up, and she lived right up there in Smyrna, right as you get. So I was like, "What? You sold that townhome?" I ain't spoke to her in months, and then she told me she would live with her sister for a few months. Then she said she bought a house in Smyrna near downtown. Not Smyrna. She bought a townhome in downtown Snellville. I said, "Oh, you finally moved on my side of town, closer to me." And she said she bought. I can't wait to show you what it looked like. She said she have a swimming pool in the backyard. She lives on an acre, and I don't think it's an upstairs downstairs because. So I was like, "How much you put?" I said, "How much did that cost?" She said it was like somewhere around 200,000, 230,000. She said it was something like that. Did she tell me 230 or 300 or threes? I can't remember. Well, anyway, I was like, I said, "I'm always in Snellville. We're downtown." And I was like, "Okay, I know where you at." And then she said it's hidden. And it's like a big lake and everything. And she said it's hidden somewhere. So I said, "You know what? Next week, I'm going to go around downtown Snellville and I'm going to see what she's talking about." Because she said it was like hidden and it was like real nice and stuff. And I said, "Well, shoot, I need to go and see what's over there." I think I know where it is, though. But I don't know. I don't want to move in Snell. I don't know. I'm trying to debate what I want to do. I know if I continue to have a job at Amazon, I know I could always transfer anywhere that I want to. And, working at TurboTax into it, I could work from home with that. So there's nothing really keeping me here. There's no job keeping me here. All those assignments and gig work I do, I could do that at any store, anywhere across the country. There's nothing keeping me here. There's nothing keeping me in this house. When I bought this house, I said, "Oh, well, this could be an investment, and I could turn around and make double what I paid for, or keep it and have children." Because I was thinking about that one time, and I honestly wanted to have a family when I moved in this house. I said, "Man, I may get, I may have a family, and I may have some kids, because most people have children. When you bump into people relationships, it's very rare that you find anyone that has no children and single. And remember, I was telling y'all about Giovanni. I know y'all probably wondering whatever happened, but that, you know, the, he ain't called me, ain't spoke, ain't called, ain't did nothing. Ever since I said I'll give you a chance, then all of a sudden you ran off. So I said, "Okay, ain't no, I'm not gonna cry over something that ain't happened. He don't even live in Atlanta. He lives somewhere in his hometown in Milledgeville or somewhere that's going towards Augusta. The next time I go to Augusta or go through Augusta is to go to South Carolina and go drive right through it, right down 20, go to South Carolina. So since it don't look like I'll be in any type of relationship anytime soon, it don't look like I'll have any children, ain't no point in me living in this big home anymore. You know, I don't have any other relatives that says, "Oh, I need a place to stay," and or we could have a housemate. And that ain't seem to come about. You know, I could rent this house to someone and be a renter, but I don't want to deal with all this, with all that pandemic going on, with people not paying rent for a year and a half, and pandemic happening and everything else. I don't want to rent a house and then you got to legally go to the proceeding to evict people and go to the courts, and then you know how what's going on now. So that's out the picture. And I don't want to do no Section 8 housing because that could be a mess. So at this point, I have, I really have a year. I think I'm going to give myself 1 year to plan what I'm going to do and see where I stand, because I've been watching, a few YouTube videos. I don't want to do the van life. I said to myself, do I even like driving? I don't want to drive in a van. I don't even think I know how to drive a van. I mean, I know I have an SUV, but I don't think I know how to drive a van and do all that built out and build the van and drive around the country, and then there's the tiny house, you know, because that requires that you have land and build it somewhere. And the tiny house, I could see me doing that maybe if I was in South Carolina in my grandmother's backyard or my great grandparents' yard, and people say, okay, this piece of plot of land is yours, or my mother, because it goes to my mother, then it goes down to me. But um, I don't know. I think as every year goes by, my thoughts of winding down to what I want to do in regards to living here and really living somewhere more closer to family. I don't want to live in Houston with my sister. I don't want to live over there. I don't like Houston. It's too hot in Texas. And Houston, I might as well stay here in Atlanta. And my nephew, he got a family, wife, children. He gonna stay in Louisiana. I'm not particular about living in New Orleans. And my other sister who lives in Albany, Georgia, she already got a house full of people with my grandnieces and my niece and her husband until she finds a job. Because right now she's on disability with medical leave, and she could go back to school and and learn technology or something or whatever. I don't know. I haven't spoken to my sister lately. I need to call her, see what she's doing, because I'm supposed to go down there to visit, but I haven't contacted her, so ain't no telling what's going on. You know, when you have a when you thought you was an empty nester and then you have a whole family come back. I don't know why. He's from Atlanta. The husband, I never met him yet. He's from Atlanta. Family live in Southwest Atlanta somewhere, or wherever they live at. And I was like, I know you ain't come to Atlanta, ain't come to call me and visit me, but I don't. It's amazing how they always want the wife family to be there. And I said, what happened to the husband family? What they doing? I mean, I know my sister's not gonna turn her back and not have my niece come back home and with the kids and the grandkids, because at one point she was taking care of the grandkids when she was in the Navy, and the husband followed her basically. But my sister's always taking care of her other nieces and nephews from her sister, because that's my half sister. So I know she was dealing with a lot in the last few years. So I don't know. I'm gonna call them tomorrow, see what they up to, see what the plans are, because I told her I was coming down there to visit. You know, I need to see my grandnieces and the dog Munchie. So I'll probably be going down there in the next couple of weeks. But it probably during the weekday. It doesn't have to be a weekend. I could go there during the weekday. Leave that Sunday, and then I could stay down there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, come back home Thursday. So, but I don't know. I just want to, I may think about moving. I'm going to give myself a year, maybe two. I think I'm going to give myself 2 years. I'm going to give myself 2 years because my goal is to continue to work at Amazon, go and get upgraded training, which I'm still learning. And if once I do that training, because I think I need to do a brand, I need to do a complete shift. I need to do a complete shift. I don't want to do customer service anymore. I don't want to be technical support, which is nothing but customer service, but you're helping people with technology. That's not really a high paying technical job. I want to do something because the way this world is looking is that one, you're going to have to be skilled. And Amazon, I was doing some research today and yesterday, and Amazon has 2025. They had a goal for 2025 to upskill their workforce into technology, into a new careers, and they're paying for it. And I said, well, shoot, I'd be a fool not to take care, not to take advantage of that. And the reason how that came about was because it was advertised on their A to Z, which is their website for the employees. And they was like, I said, what's this? What they putting up here now? And I was reading it, and they were talking about they was trying to invest in their workforce for 2025, and they said they was trying to fulfill these voids of the cybersecurity and the data, because Amazon ain't nothing more than a technology company, and they said they had needed so many different people for so many different roles that they trying to get people to invest in these jobs they have. And Amazon is one of the innovative, one of the most world largest companies ever in this technology. So they investing, that's what they was focusing on. They was talking about that. I was reading that yesterday when I was in bed, and they was like, because they promote from within. Amazon promotes from within. They was featuring people. I was for the last few days I was reading up on people. They was featuring them, how they started out working in a fulfillment center, doing the same thing what I was doing. And they, 3 years later, they're the director. And they said they promote from within. Amazon does not go outside to fulfill these high paying jobs. They promote from within. And they was featuring all the different programs they had, the Amazon Academy, the tuition. And I was like, man, they got a whole bunch of other things, and it comes up. So every time, the longer you stay at Amazon, that's when they start telling you what they have available. They don't tell you all at once. The longer you stay, the more they tell you what they have, and they open up and let you know about it. So I was like, man, I said, if I was a young person, coming out of high school, 18, you don't always have to run to the service and military. I mean, you can if you want to do that, but if you work at a job at Amazon and you are a younger person, I see a lot of young people walking up that building. Even when I went to the one in Stone Mountain up the street, I said it's more than just walking up there, being sorting packages and doing that. If you stay there, you could really move up within human resources. I was like, well, dang, how do people get into human resources? And you just have to apply. You just have to go online, internal, and apply. If you want to go to school, they'll pay for you to go to school. Now, they don't pay for you to get a degree like an MBA or a bachelor's degree, but they will pay for learning certificates, which is just as good. And I was like, shoot, that's a great opportunity. They had internships. Matter of fact, a couple of the interns left Just last week, they were going to UGA, and some of them were just interns. They was working at Amazon. They weren't doing no package deliveries and sorting packages. They were walking around with a little tablet. What are they doing? And that's what their internship was. Whatever they were doing, data. Some of them were HR and whatever. And it was just great opportunities. And I was looking at that. That's how I look at it. I look at it like, you know, if I knew what I knew when I was working at Amazon the first time, I would have kept my mouth shut and says, and not complain about what training is only a week. We got to train and use our own computers. I could have stayed there and would have been there a year, and then moved on to these new career opportunities that they had to offer. Now, that is my goal. My goal is to keep working there while I learn and brush up on my skills. So when I do apply for these learning certificates and stuff, because I do have to learn the basic, even though they say no experience and stuff, you still have to learn the basics in order to get into the certificate program, So that's what I'm going to do. I figure I learn something, get into a new field, making minimum 89,000 a year or more, and something that they desperately need people to do. And then with this new Biden bill, with the infrastructure bill, that's more jobs. That infrastructure bill is a job bill. It ain't no damn, here you go, let me give you some money for the stimulus. Let me go ahead. That is a job bill to create new jobs that's in technology. You don't have to be computer savvy. People always say, I'm not computer savvy. I don't know how to do that. You can learn to do it. It ain't hard. If you learn to do it and you're receptive to learn regardless of your age, because I was always hung up on age. I always thought that to be at the peak of your career, you had to be 20 something years old. No, you do not. Most people do not really advance in their careers until the mid 30s. And with the new change in technology, you can go to school, get a degree, it could be obsolete in 5 years. So every year, even if I learn a new skill now, I have to continuously keep learning new technology. AWS, which is an Amazon platform, which most companies use AWS. I try to learn AWS. I said, let me go on this AWS and learn the basics. So I was studying that for at least, a few weeks or so. And I'll be constantly looking at different videos. I've been doing a lot of things, but I do too much, to be honesty. Learning taxes, learning AWS, learning technology, learning how to code. Now, I do my little coding thing. I'll be like, oh, look what I did. I'll be so proud. But I've been doing this for the last couple of years. But it gets to a point where now I was like, I don't have that much money to go to this school, this boot camp thing or whatever, and try to learn that. And then I came across today on Instagram that it was a all women's college somewhere. They was having technology. It was in Massachusetts. You could do it online. It's accredited. And I was looking online, and they had all these listing of different scholarships for undergrad and graduate for you to go to school. I was like, there is no reason for people to say, I ain't got no money to go to school. I ain't got, I spent a lot of money in years and years of getting my degrees and all that stuff. And I was like, because when I first went to college, when I graduated in 87 and I went to college in New York at Baruch College, I had scholarships. I ain't had to pay no tuition. I had scholarships to go. It wasn't until I transferred and stuff and went to South Carolina that I took out student loans. And then, 2007 or whatever year that was, I got my degree, my MBA from Capella online. But if I knew what I knew then, I wouldn't have gone and got an MBA and went to a private profit school, whatever. So now, trying to get into that field and trying to learn all these new skills and stuff. I've always invested in that. I went to a computer learning center. It was in Marietta at one time to learn network technology and things like that. And I didn't I didn't go forward with it, put it that way, to get the A+ certification and all that. I was doing technical support, but it wasn't like, it was like entry level because in the year 2000 or so, that's that's when technology really started advancing. All these new things and all these stuff. When I went to school, they didn't have that. But with 2000, 2001, 2005, all these new technologies came about, and um, they didn't really try to pursue women in that type of field, STEM. You know, they was like, oh no, you need to do business, oh accounting. It is nothing wrong with a business and accounting, but even doing business with accounting, and that involves a lot of technology now. So you always have to evolve yourself. Whatever industry you're in, whatever it is that you do, you have to always learn the new technology. You know, I used to tell people all the time when I was working at Apple with that concentric, and I was working with Apple, I'm Apple certified, but those jobs don't pay shit. They want to pay 12, 13, 14, they want to pay $15. What? All that technology in Apple, you only pay 15, and then it's a headache because you have to deal with people who don't have the understanding about computers, and they be like, I'm old. I ain't trying to learn. David, I said, you're not old. Stop doing that. Stop talking. They say, oh, you tell it as it is. I said, yeah, stop doubting yourself and stop saying about being old, this, that, or whatever. And they be thinking I'm young. I said, I'm 50 something years old. I said, it ain't too late to learn. You can learn. I said, technology. I said, y'all think millennials and people in these 20 something, they may know technology. That been out. Who created that? People who, not my age and generation, but the other generation. They the one who developed all this new technology when it came about. Now, people come along every year, every generation come, they always put something in it, but it's always evolving. It's always changing, you know? And I think that with this economy and everything about, oh, we're gonna be in depression, oh, the market's gonna go down, oh, this gonna happen, oh, what's gonna whatever, whatever. The only ones who's not gonna survive is the ones who's not open to change in technology. And that's where I had to finally say to myself, you know what? I cannot start worrying about ageism, racism. Oh, I can't because there ain't no black people in the technology. Oh, ain't no women. Oh, ain't no age person of this age and that age and this and that. You know, 5 years has passed since I left the government, left the IRS. 5 years since I've done all these gig jobs and gig work and all this stuff and met all these different people on YouTube and all across, Atlanta, and people make YouTube channels, and and most of the people I don't even get to see, I don't see what they're doing anymore. People moved on. Some people did other gigs. Some people try other businesses, trying to be notaries and food delivery, whatever. I don't know. I'd be wondering what happened to a lot of people who I've been following, and they have more followers than me. You know, some people I look, Drive Girl, what was her name? Not Jennifer, but she lives here in Atlanta. I ain't seen her in a minute. I need to find her number, see how she's doing. But it was a lot of people I came across. Some people spoke of dreams of whatever it is they wanted to do. Some people didn't want to say what they wanted to do, kept it a secret. um, some of y'all had kids that were in eighth, ninth, 10th grade. Now they at the point they in college, They said, oh, so and so's in college. And I was like, ooh, when I first came across some of these people's channels, some of these kids were in high school, 10th grade, ninth grade. 5 years later, oh, they're a sophomore in college, or they may not be in college. Some went to the military, some went to the service, you know, and some people use these gig jobs for what it is, you know. Some people use it to finance their dreams. It was one guy, he lived way out there in Oregon. He's like an Asian guy. I heard that he did. I was trying to find his channel again. I heard that he whatever he did. I heard someone tell me he was making six figures, and he had started something on YouTube and blew up. And I was like, I can't remember his name for nothing. He used to drive around. He used to do Uber Eats and Grubhub, and he used to drive around at night. He lived in Portland, Oregon. It was an Asian guy, and he was showing live stream when he was doing Uber Eats, and he was doing going to McDonald's. It was like 2, 3 in the morning, and he was working overnight, and he was driving. And he lived up there in Portland, Oregon, I remember. And then I heard, I want to say at one time he lived in his car because he was going through some stuff. And last time I heard, and I cannot remember his name, it's like I can see his name on the tip of my tongue. But he blew up. I heard he blew up and made a lot of money doing something, but it was something he was doing in the background. Then, then there was this one other white guy. He was so religious all the time. He was like Jesus, 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 and he was a little bit kind of aggravating because I was like, it's something about him. I don't know. It's something strange about him. Next thing you and dang it, what was his dang name? Y'all know who I'm talking about if I put it up there. If I go up there and show y'all, I'm gonna have to do that. You know what? I'm gonna do me a video. Where are they at? Where's Waldo? And I'm gonna put these mainstream people that a lot of people were following and do a deep dive and figure out what these people are doing. But this one guy, his name was Randy. I remember his name. His name was Randy. He had red hair, red curly hair, white guy. He lived out there somewhere in, I want to say he lived in Arizona at one point or whatever, but he lived all over the place. And he was doing pizza delivery. I know what it was. He was the one who he always had either pizza, no, Papa John's. He was delivering pizzas for Papa John's, and then he was doing Uber Eats and all these food delivery apps. But he was so religious, and I know he was married, wife and kids, but he never showed them online. But he was always so religious and stuff. But anywho, he did pretty good when he was doing it. And then after that, you ain't heard nothing from him no more. So about a few months ago, several months ago, he popped up. I'm like, where the hell he been at? He gained so much weight. He looked at like the Wolverine on one of those comic book things. He had like these little funny whiskers and beard, not beard. It was no full beard, but he looked like one of those Wolverine cartoon character stuff. And he had gained a lot of weight, and all that Jesus, Jesus, Jesus went out the window because he was kind of like cursing and carrying on, and like he lost all hope. I don't know what was wrong. I was like, what's wrong with him? Why he looked at all rugged and looking all scrabbly and stuff. He used to be real clean cut. Now he looked all scrabbly, and um all that positivity of all the Jesus and just all that went out the window. I was like, what the world wrong with him? What happened? He gained all that weight. I mean, he wasn't fat, but he wasn't fat, but you could tell he had picked up a lot of weight. He just started looking rough, talking rough, and acting rough, looking rough. His whole disposition about stuff was gone. All that stuff. I'm grateful it did Domino, no pizza, Papa John's, and grateful did. Now he was just like, ugh. And after that, I ain't seen him no more. Like he just left off the face of the earth. And you know, it just comes to prove, these 4 or 5 years, everybody's going through it. Everybody's going through it some way or another. Some way or another, people going through it, and we all have to be in this together. And but I'm grateful that I did come across a lot of people on YouTube. Some people I speak to on the phone. Some people I'm starting to, you know, we may one day meet face to face. Especially if you live here in Atlanta Metro, it would be nice to meet people. I already met some of y'all. I already met DeJour. I haven't seen Toya in the since we all came and went out. Uber Lady Charlotte, I ain't seen her since she went back to North Carolina. I guess she's still in North Carolina. I ain't heard. I tried calling her on the phone a few times in the past, but people act like you don't have time to even see how people doing, and you checking on people how they doing, and they like, oh, I gotta go home, I gotta cook, ain't nobody holding up on no phone, you know. She was all wrapped up in some man she met. She was too thirsty anyway. I never met a woman who be so thirsty. Some women, boy, they get too thirsty for a man. You ain't gonna be running after no man and being nobody's lap dog. He need a maid or he need a house cleaning service. People, some women. I ain't saying keep a dirty house and you live with someone and do that, but it gets to a point where you doing it's one sided. You hear about, oh, I gotta pick him up from work. Oh, I gotta clean. I gotta wash his clothes. I gotta cook his. What is he doing for you? You being a maid. People, boy, so many women be killing me. And I'd be so, not envy. I'll be like, well, they got a man. I don't never be like that, you know. But some of these women, boy, they be like, and the man ain't doing shit, laying around. You getting up for work and you talk about where you go. I'm going to work. Why are you getting up going to work? What the hell he been doing? And I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be so embarrassed if I laid up with a man and you ain't doing no work. I getting up to go to work and lost my job and doing food deliveries and you talk about and you sitting around, ain't cut no grass, ain't clean no windows, ain't clean no house. It'd be a damn hell. You think somebody gonna be sitting at the house all day, ain't doing nothing, ain't cooking no dinner, grill something. Some women, boy, I swear they be real. And then when you find, and don't, they be living, moving in with them. You ain't got no job. See, ain't no way in hell. See, he was looking for a handout and a come up. See, some of these men, they be trying to play that game now. They know we women be desperate. That's why they ain't nobody want to be bothered with me because I ain't got no children. You ain't got no kids. What? Because they know. You ain't going to move up in my house and be some lazy ass nigga and think you doing something. Mm-mm. Because I'm too independent. Now I fell into some trap of feeling sorry for people, be save a hole, and have I fall into that trap, helping people out and saying I ain't got no play. Okay, you can stay with me because I sometimes I do feel a little lonely, and then they didn't want to do nothing. Like that coworker, young girl. I said, girl, you better get up. I'm sitting here trying to clean up and you laying around. What's wrong with you? You know, I was like, ugh. Trust and believe. I made that mistake in the past, letting people feel sorry. Oh, God has blessed me, so let me go and bless someone else. And then I let them stay, and they ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing for yourself, laying around doing nothing. Mm-mm. Nope, 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 no, no. You know, mm-mm, mm-mm. And I could assure you, there be some men up there that's preying on women who lonely with ain't that lonely. Shit, I am not that lonely. Trust and believe. I'm not. Shoot, people be like, lay up in your house and ain't doing shit. You gonna cut some grass or clean the house or do something. I got some. You handyman, you gonna be doing something. People be thinking they doing something. See, men be complaining about women about she ain't gonna do nothing. There's men y'all do this. They do the same thing, and if you allow people to do that, they'll do it. They will do it. No way, no way, no how. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. I have to figure out how to deactivate this alarm system. It's not activated, but I can't figure out how to disconnect or disassemble. But anywho, not to talk about her, but that's the last time, me and someone else, we talked about that. You know, me and so and so, we going to the store, we going to get something to eat. Me so and so, I was like, she like you was doing all the paying, even though going to fast food wouldn't be, it ain't my cup of tea, you know. But it was some people, some of y'all be just hilarious with your stupid stuff. I was like, really? They be like, mm-mm. Just like my former friend, she lives right up the street. She was like that. I'm getting married. She a virgin. I ain't gonna do nothing till I get married. And then she was hanging. Then she was always trying to hook up with these old men to be her damn granddaddy. I said, he's too old for you, Bonnie. That's your mama age. That's your mama should be dating him, not you. And then this old man, he was a hustler. Had these young girls up there in West Georgia or whatever, Valdosta. That's where it was. Albany State went down. He was a funeral director and at these funeral homes and had paying these young girls tuition and stuff. And he was like a hoe. I was like, you too fucking old to be doing all this. He too old to be all like that. I said, girl, he ain't gonna marry you. And I wasn't trying to be no negative nanny either. People, you be negative. No, I'm not. I see that on the wall. He ain't looking, And she was a big girl too. Oh, I gotta cook. Oh, I gotta cook for so and so. So Charles, that was his name. Oh, Charles, I gotta go and cook. He didn't live with her. He had his own house. He had his own grown ass kids. And she was like, oh, I gotta cook for Charles and oh, I gotta pick up his clothes when he cleans. I gotta. I said, you sound like a valet. I'm not valet. You sound like a maid. He ain't looking for, you doing all that. You doing all of that. And she didn't like what I had to say. When I told her, I was like, that don't make no sense. And then he turned around, messing around these young girls up there in Valdosta State. And, it's nasty. How you? And this was like when I first moved here, it was 12 years now. Let me see. Let me see. I was 39 when I bought my home, 39. So Bonnie was, we were about the same age or almost close. Yeah, she was like 40, 41. He was 60 something. I said, ain't nobody want no old dick. Hell no. I was like, hell to the no. 60 something? Even though I'm 53 now, ain't no damn way in hell that I'll be hooking up with a man that's old enough to be my father or grandfather and talk about nope, that's just that I don't know. To each your own. If you love older men, or if you're a man you love older women or whatever, I can't deal with that. I can't go with that old. There ain't no way in hell. There's a limit. And my age limit is, I wouldn't even say 10 years. Because I don't think, at this point in my life now, me being 52, 53, I can't go with no one who's 60, somebody 63, 65. Nope, I can't. I can't do it. Now I'll be a damn cougar, if they say they 30, say they 35. I don't think someone 35, maybe 40, maybe more 40. Yeah, 40. But I'll be a cougar. But I ain't dating nobody who's 20 nothing, 20 something. That's for sure. That ain't gonna happen. I'm like, what? You 20 what? No, you old enough to be my son. Nope. Now I'll date someone maybe 35, 35. That's it. That's the lowest I'll go. 35. Because that's only 15, 16, 17-year old difference. Maybe. Is that 35, 40, 45, 50, 15? Yeah, maybe. Nope. I would say 40. That's it. That's it. Not 35, 40. But people say that's only age enough but a number. Age enough but a number. But one thing Teresa would not be, I ain't be no thirsty woman over no trifling ass man that ain't doing shit. No. Hell no. And I think there's a lot of men that's thinking that same way too. You know? Especially if they were married once before. But a lot of these older men, I think they're trying to go with younger girls anyway. Because, men who's older, they could still have children. But I don't think that's be fair that you that old to be having some, so that you be 50 something talking about you gonna be a father. That's not fair. Because most men, particularly black men, their age limit, they live to be about 70, 75, 76. They don't have long. I ain't trying to say that all black men gonna live to 75, 76, but the probability of living in the 90s, 100 years old, now with all these health issues that most black folks have, even I have health issues, being diabetic and stuff. Most men, black men, they have high blood pressure issues, diabetes, and if they not, and even if they are in health wise, they don't live as long. You know, they don't live as long. It's very, people are not living as long. But I wouldn't, but to be 50 something years old and 60 something with some young girl and you having a baby, that's what she wanted. She only wanted a baby. She only wanted a child. You know, they get to that age and they 20 something. They want a baby. They get to around 30, 30 something. They say, "I want a baby," because I have a few cousins. It's amazing how they say about, oh, so and so pregnant, she having a second child, and they ain't hear nothing about who the father is. I was like, how come I ain't hearing nothing? And I be thinking this in my mind, but I never say nothing. I said, how come? I said, this person been in the house. They ain't been doing nothing. I ain't never hear nobody come over there. But and I hate to think. I ain't gonna say. I'm not gonna say because I don't want this video to come out and say Teresa said this. But um, some of these girls, some of these young women, even an older woman, they be wanting focusing on having children that they don't care who they got a child or baby daddy with. That they just want children. And I just don't think it's fair to have a child and you're that old in life. Because if you 60 something, by the time that child gets 18, 20, you may not even be around. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people like to bring up certain celebrities and stuff and say, so and so had a child, he was an 80-year-old man or whatever. Okay, that was him. But you don't hear too much about it, you just don't. Some people have strong genes and things like that. Maybe it's possible, but I know I'm going off topic. I don't know how I went onto this topic, how I went down this rabbit hole. Oh, thirsty women. it was a particular person I was talking about being thirsty, but you know, it gets to the point where you have to, you know, it has to be it has to be equal 50-50, but you have to be cautious about what some of these men and some women do, especially with this economy, what it is. A lot of people, they're gonna be trying to hook up with people just to see what they could get. Like, ooh, I could move in this house. I ain't got shit to go. I ain't got nowhere to go. And they be coming in that little duffel bag and that little scrumped up shoes and be like, they be trying to move in. And that's all some people's objectives are. And that goes for both ends. But anyway, I've been on here for 2 hours and 26 minutes. Ain't none of y'all said nothing. 7 y'all left. I'll wait to see if y'all type anything in. I don't know. Some of y'all probably say, she talking crazy. That's crazy. But that's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. I got more better things to worry about than worrying about hooking up with somebody. You ain't got shit, trust me, I fell for that okey doke. Never again. I fell for that okey doke. And trust me, I learned my lesson from that. Trust and believe. I'd rather be alone than dealing with aggravation. And I think the more that I try to focus more on Teresa and love myself and live my days, whatever, it will come. It will come soon enough. But right now, I got other things I need to. I ain't gonna say worried because I'm not worried. I just need to, focus on getting myself together. And I think the more that I do that, whatever comes to me in life, or God, whatever God reveals to me in life, what I need to do, it'll come soon enough. So if you ain't got nothing more to say, it's 1:03 a.m. I don't think there's anything else that I need to address or talk about. But all I know is winter is coming. I never knew what that expression meant. I said, why do people say winter is coming? Where that came from? And then it was from that Games of Thrones or whatever. I never watched that show, but that's where that came from. I was like finally watched someone's video they was talking about it. I said, why did he talking about this winter? Winter's coming. Of course winter's coming. What the hell that's supposed to mean? But that was from the Games of Thrones, where one family was doing the preparation and preparing where everybody else was laughing at them. And so I guess supposedly some catastrophe happened or something. I don't know. I never watched it. Maybe one day I'll come across Game of Thrones and watch it from the beginning and see what the big hype was. But that's what that expression is. So winter's coming, y'all. And we have to know to prepare for this upcoming season or whatever this economy brings us. And you just can't worry about it, inflation, hyperinflation, jobs and price going up, just have to prepare. That's what I need to do. Prepare in every aspect, in every way of the bring everywhere possible. If it means doing these little gigs and doing whatever, I'll just do those little things and make a plan. Like I told y'all, if you do something like, make an extra $25 every day or 5 days a week doing whatever, and you just stash it away, and you do that for a whole year, you have $10,000+. And that's just doing nothing. That's doing little things. And that's how I look at it, you know. So when I do these little gigs and I be going to these little stores and I be doing whatever on these little apps, and I say, okay, and it pays $10, whatever, 12, 15. You know, it's not to make myself rich. It's just a little extra that I make to cover things that I may want to save for, or scan receipts and get points for gift cards. You know, it's just a whole. It's just I look at it like a way of it's just like saving coins or pennies, or you know, I see so many things on YouTube. People doing, oh, I'm gonna, you know, this one challenge was save $1 for a whole year. Say you save $1 one year, $2 the next, and there was people. I was watching people doing that. These money challenge they call them, and I was like, what? And they would show their budget, and this was before the pandemic. And I was watching people doing that, and they were doing coupons and ways of saving money, penny pinching and stuff. And for those people who were doing that, see, they develop a habit, they develop a plan, and they just stash it away. And then they show the big reveal. They say, okay, it's 7 months. Let me open up this jar. And they'll break it and they'll count all the money they had and all the coins and change. And they make, you know, I was like, dumb. And see, that habit that they was doing from over a year ago, because it was about a year since I watched, a little bit over a year, and people were just doing it, just doing, you know, just setting aside. You don't have to do one big chunk and try to like, oh my God, I need to, you know, just do it one thing at a time. Do one thing at a time and take your time, build up, save up, you know, even when you do grocery shopping or whatever, just plan. And then when, um, because now if they do decide to shut the economy down or shut, I'll pray that this Delta, whatever, doesn't get so bad that they have to shut down. Because, and I'm going to say this one thing and I'm going, if China has already shut down, Australia's already said they shut down, and other countries worldwide start shutting down so they can control it, the United States ain't gonna have no choice but to shut down too. If you know, it's just do a lockdown. If they say, okay, we're gonna do a lockdown 6 weeks, then some people can't even survive for 6 hours. So much 6 weeks. So be mindful, be prepared, because we don't know what's gonna happen, but whatever happens, just stay prepared, just stay, have whatever your faith is. Um, Sometimes I think God is telling us to, you know what, we need to sit down. And sometimes it's going to take something that's going to say, you know what, we're going to shut this down because people are going to learn how to sit and be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. And so I'm going to take some time to reflect on a lot of things, God willing. I'm going to take some time to evaluate a lot of stuff, what I need to do. So, anywho, it's been real. I'll talk to you later, Erica, off the clock. You could spend, you know, I want to see that movie. I'm going to see what theaters have it available so we could go. I want to see it. All right, Romeo. Shelly Shell, Atlanta food star, Tyson F. One day I will come back on show my face again since you so. Well, you gonna show yourself. Who else? I think is on here. Dorian. There's only three y'all in the chat, but ain't nobody say nothing. One, two, three. Well, Dorian. Who else I think be on here? David. If you watching. Uh, Lillian. I keep forgetting. Let me see. Well, whoever's watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And I'll talk to y'all Sunday. I'll be working tomorrow, so hopefully when I go to work tomorrow, I don't get no message about VTO. But if they do, I'll take it and I'll just do some other things. So, but tomorrow's Saturday, and I'll talk to y'all. If y'all see me tomorrow night, that means they offered VTO, and then I was like, okay. But if not, I'll see y'all Sunday. Alrighty. Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night and stay safe. Wear your mask. Cover your mouth. And keep your distance 6 feet. All right. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all soon.